Hey everyone, welcome to a new year. Hopefully you've taken the time to reflect on the past year and evaluate what you did really well, what you kind of sucked at, and what you can do to change it and apply all of those lessons into the coming year, because hope is not a strategy. It's kind of like throwing up that website when you first open your doors and thinking, I'm just going to sit back and people will find my website and I'll be good to go. That's just not how it happens. If you build it, doesn't mean they will come, unless you're Kevin Costner. But so often we think that we can just put one thing in place and the rest kind of magically follows. But the reality is very different. Growing and developing your legal business takes proactive strategy that has to be supported by actions over time. And I know this isn't what we want to hear, because we want this right now factor where we can do something and see results right away. Improve my SEO, see results right away. Pay for a Google ad, get 10 calls tomorrow and 5 of them become new clients. If you've tried that, you know that's not how it works. So let's get real. Hope is not a strategy, and it requires proactiveness and it requires follow-up. So sorry to break the bad news, but as an accountant, it kind of comes with the territory and I'm used to it. So let's get going. Here's what you can do to get started on building your financial strategy in the new year. We're going to go over 4 different things today: systems, reporting, forecasting, and processes. So let's talk about evaluating your systems. What are your systems? The systems we are talking about are made up of the software that you utilize in your legal business. So typically it's a combination of your CRM, your case management software, your accounting software, and possibly time tracking software. So looking at all of these things and making sure that there are no duplicates. Software is where we find the most wasted money and where we trim the most fat, because there is a plethora of software out there today, and it's really important to evaluate if you really need the software, making sure that it is effective in what you're doing, that it's irrelevant, not just a shiny object that you'd like to look at, but that it actually has a function in your law firm. So evaluating your systems or your software that you're using for productivity and data tracking in your firm, and making sure that they're all still relevant and that you're optimizing them. All right, the second thing is reporting. A few reports that you always want to look at on a monthly basis this year is going to be your income statement, your budget variance, your margins of profitability per practice area, and your balance sheet. So we're big on making sure that financial reports are actually useful. For example, most of the times when we lay eyes on a prospective client's books, there's one line item for revenue: legal service fees. That's it. They don't know which part of that revenue came from which practice areas that they offer. So they don't know which practice areas are performing the best, which ones have the biggest profit margins, and so on. So making sure that your reports are actually useful, presented in a way, organized, and spelled out in a way that you can look at them on a monthly basis and be like, yep, okay, now next month I should be expecting more of this case. That's proactiveness. That is financial on purposeness, and something you can aim for this year. So let's talk about evaluating your forecasting. Now, most people don't even know what this is. I say, well, what are you doing for forecasting? I'm not sure I'm doing anything, which is completely fine. But in this new year, learn it now and implement it, because it can be a game changer. Forecasting is uncovering your revenue formulas, what it takes in money and time to generate the revenue that you do from each practice area, and uncovering that formula and being able to say, okay, in this year, if I up my client number by 10%, this is what it equates to in gross revenue, marginal cost, and bottom line profit. Knowing those formulas can allow you to set goals and see what the bottom dollar is, even in your own pocket, not just your firm's pocket. And not only in revenue formulas. So we talk a lot to our clients and encourage them to think long-term, think big picture. It's never too soon to start setting aside money for retirement. And you didn't start your business to work 60 to 80 hours a week, right? To not ever retire, or at least do it for fun and still have money coming in that sustains the life that you want to live personally. So getting great financial management forecast in your situation all the way through to the ultimate goal of exiting your practice in a way that it leaves you with a profit, which allows you to retire the way you and your family want. So this is where financial forecasting is most relevant. So what should you be doing during the year to achieve this? Work with a retirement planner no less than twice a year. With our clients who are working with retirement planners, we send them financials that they can plug into their forecasting software to make sure that our clients are on track to retire when and how they want. Another thing you can do is set financial goals and forecast the associated expenses so you can be prepared. Some of the most successful businesses who have stood the test of time do have this foresight, this anticipation, and that's one of the factors that sets them apart from the businesses that fizzle out and don't make it. So when you're prepared and you know the cash flow trends that are coming down the pipeline in your law business, you now have the insight to the financial future and you're prepared, which alleviates stress and the unknown. Create processes that support the operations of your firm. Processes are what runs your firm. People are so important, but processes are the consistent. People can come and go. The processes are what should support your operations, and it's just the people that oversee the processes, maybe carry them through, but it provides consistency in your deliverables, in your client experience, and the overall function of your law business. So create processes this year. Write them down, use a task management software, whatever is best for you. Record these processes so that if you have a position, anyone can sit down in this chair and follow your process and create a consistent outcome as the next person. And the last thing you can do during the year to achieve this is don't wait until retirement becomes a reality before you actively plan for it. If you're not already working with a retirement planner, find one. If you don't know any, we have a network we can refer you to, so reach out to us. But it is never too soon to start planning for retirement. Success doesn't just happen, it is planned for. And if you do this legal business thing right, you can leave a legacy that goes on after you're gone. And this legacy can also fuel your retirement and help you fulfill your personal aspirations and goals outside of business. So the next thing we're going to talk about is evaluating your processes. So we talked about how important they are, but they should always be reviewed and fine-tuned and tweaked. Software and technology and efficiency is always improving. They're always coming out with a new zap or something that can make your systems and processes more efficient. So this is not something that we create and we leave it forever. We create it and we come back periodically and we review them so that we know that we're making them the best that we can ongoing. So when you think about exiting your firm, selling is an option. It has been done. It is an option if you do it right. People don't buy businesses, they buy processes. When a business runs on a process more than it does people, the price tag automatically goes up because any one professional can step in, follow the process, and maintain a steady track of profitability, maintain the same consistency in the numbers that they're seeing. Financial processes are a big part of this picture, okay? Some things you should have in place when you're evaluating your processes is document software processes. How you're entering data into your software matters. Garbage in means garbage out. And if you aren't creating a comprehensive picture of your data, you're only looking at part of the picture and you could be misinformed on the reports that you're looking at and make bad business decisions because of it. So create monthly checklists. If there are things that need to be done monthly, quarterly, biannual, weekly, whatever the time frame is that things need to be done, make checklists. If it's on paper, fine, at least you're doing it. If it's on software, great, optimize it. Set firm due dates, set hard due dates, and hold people accountable to them, and have them hold each other accountable to those due dates also. There's something about putting a date, putting a pin in it, and holding people accountable. That's where action happens and where things get achieved. And have regularly scheduled meetings. There is no supplement for having team meetings and including everyone in the firm's goals and the upcoming week or the upcoming month or the upcoming quarter or open cases. It really creates a learning environment where through these team meetings, other members can not only see the environment that your law business is building and putting into place, but also learning, asking questions, and being on top of what everybody's doing in the firm and being on the same page. It creates a camaraderie that you cannot put a price tag on. So have regularly scheduled meetings to keep your team on track and to keep you updated and keep everybody going in the right direction. Financial processes are often overlooked out of fear of the books. The books should be a tool that empower you with financial information and insight into your financial future. If you fear your books, you're not doing them right, and you're definitely missing out on a valuable piece of the bigger picture about where your firm is headed and what you could be doing to manipulate the trajectory of your financial picture and how that plays into your personal life, okay? So there you have it. In this new year, be proactive about creating a strategy that aims to enable you to live the life in balance between work and home and your financial future. Okay, we talked about the 4 things: system, reporting, forecasting, and processes. I call this financial on purposeness. So let's be proactive. If you have any questions, you can reach out to us, and I'll see you all in the new year.